Hello everyone, this is Xuhai from University of Washington. It's my great pleasure to present our work, TypeOut, leveraging just-in-time self-affirmation for smartphone overuse reduction. Although the advances in mobile technology have greatly improved our life, there is a growing body of research revealing an increasing population with smartphone overuse and addiction. The overuse may lead to various negative consequences such as distraction, lack of sleep, anxiety, and depression. There have been many studies of just-in-time persuasive technologies which intervenes at the moment when the overuse is occurring. Most earlier interventions either block users' apps or phones or send notifications as reminders, accompanied by some persuasive content such as app user duration or reminders of users' goals. However, restricted blocking can create a negative user experience and sometimes lead users to relapse after unblocking. Users may also ignore notification-based intervention, leading to low engagement. Recently, a just-in-time typing mechanism was proposed to balance restrictedness and engagement, where users need to type a series of random digits before accessing the app. However, the design of the typing content is still underexplored. In the behavior change intervention domain, self-affirmation exercise is one of the popular methods that has been proved to be effective. Self-affirmation theory states that reminding users of their internal goals and identity can improve motivations to maintain users' self-integrity with these goals, leading to the behavior change. It has been leveraged in many domains, such as health behavior change, academic performance improvement, and well-being promotion. A typical self-affirmation intervention usually asks users to do self-affirmation tasks, such as filling out questionnaires or doing a writing exercise. However, there's no prior work leveraging self-affirmation in a just-in-time mechanism. On the one hand, there is a lack of content design for just-in-time typing intervention. On the other hand, there is an opportunity to equip self-affirmation with a just-in-time manner. We speculate that these two sides can complement each other. We create TypeOut, a novel, simple, just-in-time intervention technique that embeds a brief self-affirmation task into the typing process for smartphone overuse reduction. Our design consists of two components. First, a typing-based unlock process that introduces additional interaction costs to decrease the value of phone use. Second, value-based self-affirmation content that connects users' personal value and the overuse behavior to increase the value of non-use. We developed an Android app to instantiate TypeOut and conducted a 10-week field experiment to test the app. Users first set up their own list of value items that are important to them, and pick the apps for which they want to receive interventions. Then, when users are trying to access these apps, they need to first type two short sentences with persuasive content designed based on the self-affirmation theory. The first sentence is about a value picked from their own item list, and the second sentence is about what actions they can do as alternatives to using the phone, which requires insight to improvisation. We had a few design considerations when developing the content. First, our personalized value item list and self-improvisation allows users to customize the content themselves, leading to a better consistency between their beliefs and behaviors. Second, for both sentences, we developed more than 20 templates to increase their diversity. And third, we intentionally frame these sentences in a neutral tone and use words like I can instead of I should. If users cannot achieve the target behavior, the neutral tone introduces less threatening to user self-integrity, which is imperative for ensuring that users feel safe and not judged through their decisions. Users can choose to quit the app anytime during typing or still access the app after typing. We released our open-source Android implementation of TypeOut. To evaluate the effectiveness of our technique, we conducted a 10-week field experiment that compares TypeOut against two baselines. The first baseline used a dialog window showing self-affirmation content, namely content only. The second baseline asked the user to input random, non-semantic contents, namely typing only. Each method has one design component of TypeOut, thus can serve as baselines to evaluate the effectiveness of each component. We adopted a within-subject design. After a week of data collection with no intervention, participants use each intervention method for 2 weeks, with a week of break after each method to reduce its lasting effect. The order of the three techniques is counterbalanced. We first compare users' intervention acceptance rate across the three techniques. When using TypeOut, users would accept 57% of interventions and stop using the apps, which is significantly better than baseline methods. We then compare users' app usage behavior. We find that when using TypeOut, users' average app opening frequency was reduced to 73% of the opening frequency during the base week when there was no intervention. TypeOut can significantly reduce more smartphone usage than the two baselines. We also find similar results from the app user duration perspective. Compared to that of the base week, users' average app user duration was reduced by more than 25% when using TypeOut, significantly outperforming the other methods. Moreover, participants' subjective feedback further suggests that TypeOut is more acceptable, causes more reflection, and has higher usability. We also find interesting results when users were asked to pick the one technique that they thought was the most effective. Surprisingly, an equal number of participants picked TypeOut and typing only. Our object measure showed that TypeOut was clearly more effective than the baseline, but a large proportion of participants thought the opposite. Our interviews revealed that these participants picked typing only mainly because it was troublesome. For example, P3 said, typing only is boring and painful, so it can prevent me from using the phone too much. This implies that many users perceive the typing of self-affirmation content to be less interfering than the typing of the random content, which further indicates the advantage of our new technique. Overall, TypeOut can reduce smartphone overuse effectively and has compelling usability. To summarize our work, we propose a new intervention technique, TypeOut, for smartphone overuse that combines self-affirmation theory and the just-in-time typing process. Our 10-week field experiment indicates that TypeOut can effectively reduce users' smartphone usage with a positive user experience. We also envision that our technique can inspire other domains besides smartphone overuse, where intervention can integrate self-affirmation exercise with an engaging, just-in-time mechanism. Finally, I want to thank my wonderful team for the great collaboration. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy around the world, and I'm happy to answer any questions.